Another top anchorman is denying allegations of inappropriate behavior. Tom Brokaw is now the latest newsman defending himself. Two women, one of whom is speaking publicly, claim he sexually harassed them. Les Trent has our report.
An angry Tom Brokaw is fighting back today against shocking allegations of inappropriate behavior when he was anchor of NBC Nightly News.
I was deeply traumatized by being groped and assaulted by Tom Brokaw.
Linda Vester, a former NBC reporter, told Variety magazine that Brokaw made unwanted advances at her in the 90s.
He leans over with his index finger and puts it on my mouth to silence me. He took the same hand, reached behind my head, and tried to force me to kiss him. I said, "What do you want from me?" And he had his arm back like this, and he said, "An affair of more than passing affection." I stood there for a couple of minutes and just shook out of sheer panic.
In a fiery 4 a.m. email to a handful of colleagues at NBC, Brokaw denies any inappropriate behavior, accusing Vester of having a grudge. He says she left NBC angry that she had failed in her pursuit of stardom. Washington Post media reporter Sarah Ellison spoke to Vester.
When I first heard these allegations against him, they were shocking just because he's sort of America's grandfather. You don't think of him doing anything untoward at all. But Linda Vester was on the record. She was very consistent in her account.
Another former NBC employee is also speaking out, telling the Washington Post that she also had an unsettling encounter with Brokaw back in the mid-90s. She was 24 when she says Brokaw stopped her in the corridor of NBC News, took both of her hands, placed them on his chest, and invited her to his office to discuss her career. The woman, who is remaining anonymous, says she declined.
He denies the incident with the production assistant happened at all.
Live from the Berlin Wall.
Brokaw is a news legend. He anchored the Today Show and Nightly News, covering the biggest stories of our time. At 78, he's still on the air. Just last weekend, he covered Barbara Bush's funeral.
Like Barbara Bush, who called him as she saw him and was always fair and had an enormous heart.
Now he tells his colleagues in that 4 a.m. email he is angry, hurt, and unmoored from what I thought would be the final passage of my life and career, taken to the guillotine and stripped of any honor and achievement I had earned in more than a half-century of journalism and citizenship.
Tom Brokaw has been married to his wife Meredith since 1962. They have 4 daughters.